Hey, it's Steve's Midweek Shout Out. Good to come to you here in the middle of the week, in the middle of a beautiful Colorado day. Man, it's fantastic outside. It's snowing up in the Northeast, it's raining up in the Northwest, but here in Colorado, we have June in the middle of March. Man, it's a beautiful day. Hey, it's great to come to you. I want to pick up on a few things that I talked about this past Sunday here in the middle of the week, kind of jog your memory. This past Sunday I talked about the wilderness times of our life. Here we are in the middle of Lent. Lent is the 40 days between Ash Wednesday and Easter Sunday. It is patterned after the 40 days that Jesus was in the wilderness. And Lent is supposed to be a time where we are invited to expand our faith, grow in our faith, mature our faith. And this past Sunday I talked about the fact that God expands our faith when we're in the middle of the wilderness of our lives. Now I know a lot of people don't like to be in the wilderness of their life, wilderness of their faith, because suddenly you don't believe in God, you don't believe in Jesus, you don't like praying. Praying is like talking to a blank wall, and don't like going to church. All those things that used to bring meaning to your life just don't. So you feel like you're in a spiritual desert, a spiritual wilderness. Well, as much as you might not like those times, I've got to tell you, those are some of the most important times of your life. I know some of you who are watching this video, you're feeling that way. You're feeling like you're lost in the wilderness, and maybe you're even watching this video because you don't like coming to church anymore, but you're willing to hang in for a few minutes and watch a video. That's good. I want you to know that being in the wilderness is a good thing to do for your life. But there's a few things you should be doing to help you kind of get through the wilderness. The first thing I want you to know is that your doubt is a very good and important thing. A lot of people think you shouldn't be doubting, you shouldn't be questioning. Don't doubt God, don't question God. I take the exact opposite approach. You should be doubting. You should be questioning. You should be questioning everything about the Christian faith. You should be questioning, who is God and how does God work in the world? You should be questioning, who is Jesus? Is Jesus really the Son of God? Is that really true? You should be questioning the Bible. You should be questioning people like me, spiritual leaders. You should be doubting every single thing I tell you, because you know what? In this wilderness times, nobody can give you the answer. You've got to figure out the answer for yourself. You've got to figure the answer out for yourself. That's why doubting is such an important part of your faith development. It's how your faith is expanding. It's how your faith is growing and changing. But you know what? To help you get across the wilderness, I really think you need a mentor. You need a spiritual guide. You need an Obi-Wan Kenobi. You need a Yoda. Somebody who's been back and forth across the wilderness a few times, back and forth across the desert a few times, because you don't need to do this wilderness wandering by yourself. You should have a guide, someone to help you. You need a spiritual mentor. And here's the cool thing about spiritual mentors. A mentor appears when the student is ready. A mentor appears when the student is ready. And when you're ready to grow and expand in your faith, I can tell you that a mentor, a spiritual guide, will arise in your life. And if you can find one, you should contact either Justin, Jane, or myself, and either we can serve as that spiritual guide for you, or we can help you find someone. The other thing I want you to think about, if you're not going through the spiritual frontier, that you just might be the mentor that somebody needs. If you're a boss, if you supervise people, I want you to know that in the Christian faith, you are more than just a boss or a supervisor. You are a mentor. You are somebody who's supposed to be inspiring people, somebody who is guiding people down their path of life, not just critiquing them, but inspiring them, serving as a mentor, because they might be in their own spiritual wilderness and they might need someone like you to guide them. So you need to question, you need to know that it's good to doubt, you need a spiritual guide, you need to know that God's angels are waiting upon you. In the scripture passage of Jesus in the wilderness, it says that God's angels waited upon Jesus. I so believe that is true. Really, you are not going through this alone, because God is going with you. God is walking with you through the wilderness. Even if you don't think it, even if you don't believe it's true, God is with you. God is going to surround you with people who love you and care about you. And that's why it's another important thing. If you're not going through the wilderness, then you need to be somebody who is believing in somebody else. I talked about this last week. People can go through so much, they can endure so much if they know that there is just one person who believes in them. If you're believing in somebody, you are the presence of God to them. You are one of those angels that are waiting upon them. You know, God is going to act in you and through you. You know, if you're in the middle of the wilderness, I want you to look around you at all the beautiful things that surround you, the nature, your friends, your family, your pets. These are the ways that God is going to buoy you up in the middle of your wilderness. And know that there is a place like Columbine United Church who loves you and cares about you and is always here for you. The wilderness times is a good time. It's a time where your faith is going to be expanded. Hey, it's great to come to you here in the middle of the week. I want you to know that we can always hook up on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, all these different ways that we can connect. Let's do that in the middle of the week, kind of catch up with each other. And then I'll see you on Sunday where I talk about the fact that God expands us when we avoid the divine holy 2x4. The divine holy 2x4. You have to catch me on Sunday to know exactly what I'm talking about. Hey, I hope you're doing great. I hope you're having a good week. We'll see you on Sunday. Take care.